here from Underground Training, and this is the mining industry news for new starters, where we tell you everything that's going on in the industry to help you as a new starter find your entry-level job. And in today's news, you can't go past the record gold price. Gold's gone over $4,000 US an ounce, but it's also gone over $6,000 Australian an ounce. And so if we click over and have a look at the Perth Mint, if you want to jump into the Perth Mint and go and buy yourself an ounce of gold or a gold coin, it's actually going to cost you almost $6,300 an ounce. And that's because they put their little bit on top, their commission on top. But that's where the gold price is in Australia at the moment. And the reason that I'm bringing up this to start with is because we're going to go over and have a look at the article that the ABC wrote about the new gold price this morning. And the one thing that I want you to notice in this article is the fact that nobody's referring to what's actually driving the demand for gold, and nobody's talking about the Australian gold price. So I thought this, when they did this article, it would be all about $6,000 an ounce Australian gold, not $4,000 US an ounce. And so if you come down and you have a look all the way down here, and you come down, gold in uncertain times, and this is the Perth Mint saying that there's a lot of people buying gold at the moment. They've had over 7,500 customers. They've had to go from 3 to 4 people selling and buying jewelry to meet demand, and they've had to close it off early, but there's a lot of demand there. And then when you come over here to, geopolitics and banks drive gold higher, that's really true. But, you come down here and they lead off and they say it's, it could be uncertain times. This person's unsure of what's going on over the 12 months, and the price is going up so fast, if it crashes at some point, it'll be hard to recover from that crash. Now, whoever's saying that really is pretty clueless about what's driving the gold price. And you just have to jump over to Google, and if you Google the Shanghai Gold Exchange and their offshore gold vaults that they're doing, you'll learn that they're putting strategic gold vaults in centers like Hong Kong, Singapore, Zurich, and Dubai. So if we come over and have a look at the article attached to this, you'll see that the Shanghai Gold Exchange is putting in overseas vaults. And the reason that they're doing that is because they're coming up with an alternative system to the Western system that we use with financial structure. So they're using gold instead of the US dollar, and they're putting offshore vaults around the world so people can exchange their currency for gold and then convert it into Chinese currency to buy whatever they want to buy. And that's the new system. And what this is all about, that the ABC's not covering in any of this article, is that the rest of the world is moving to gold, and the Western financial systems are still using the US dollar. So it's not about what we're doing, it's about what the rest of the world's doing that's really important. And that's what's driving the gold price forward, and that's where your job's going to be. If you're looking for an entry-level mining job at the moment, there's only one place that you really should be concentrating if you want a secure full-time position, and that's all the gold and hard rock underground gold mines around the country. So if you type underground into Seek, you'll see all the jobs come up. You can look at the copper mines as well. Copper's doing really strong at the moment, and copper often runs with gold, so a lot of those mines are mining both gold and copper, so you can look at those mines as well. But like entry-level truck, that's just gone up 3 hours ago. There's just jobs all over the country. Everybody needs bums in seats. They all need people that know how their mine works. Why is it important to learn how the employer's mine works? Because if you do our course and you can speak their language and walk into an interview and talk to them about how their mine works, so you can talk to them about how they drill it, charge it, blast it, bog it out, put the ground support in, make the levels, turn them into stopes and backfill it all with paste, it just puts you 6 to 8 weeks ahead of everybody else that they're looking at for these jobs. And that's how you'll get one of these jobs, and that's how many people have gotten jobs in the past through our training. But at the moment, if you're trying to get into the mining industry, the one place that you need to be looking is all the gold and copper mines around the country, because that's what's going to get you a job. And just remember that the Western media, for whatever reason, they're not covering what's really going on with gold. They're still looking at it like it's a bit of a question mark. when in reality, because of what's going on with the Shanghai Gold Exchange, it's become an infrastructure globally, and so it's challenging, like this article says, it's challenging Western market dominance, and they're going to use the gold, they're going to use the Chinese currency, and they're going to not back it with gold, but they're going to make it interchangeable with gold. So instead of swapping your currency into the US currency and then back into the currency that the person you were trading with, now you'll swap your currency into gold and then the gold into their currency, and you'll make the trade, and then whatever's left over, it gets swapped into gold and it comes back your way. They're just using gold instead of the US dollar, and they basically set up all the same institutions around the world with this system that the Western system uses with the US dollar, and that's what's causing all the issues at the moment. Well, not the issues, but that's what's put a floor under the gold price, and that's why moving forward, if you're trying to get into the industry, the best place to get yourself a start is in the hard rock underground gold and copper mines around the country. So if you want to check out the training, you can check out the training at undergroundtraining.com.au, or if you want to talk to somebody that knows how the industry works, the phone number's at the end of the video.